Thanks for being here. It's an exciting day for us to finally get to do something under the lights in Moody. So we'll have orange and white tonight. We're a little bit short-handed. We still don't have Taylor. She's been out 2 weeks. This is going on her third week, and don't have Kendall, and Fawn's been out this week. So without those three, we're down to 9. They'll play tonight, and we've added a walk-on this week, and she's not ready to do a whole lot. She doesn't know very many things that we do. So we'll have our men's practice team also tonight that we'll be able to go against, and so it'll be good to be able to get out under the lights and be in Moody. It's been a while since we've been in here, and so I know it'll be exciting for our kids tonight. And it'll be good for us to get some good film. We had Monday, we had referees at practice, and that was good, and we got some really good stuff off of that, and so this will kind of be the prelude to the prelude this weekend. So excited about the opportunity, excited to see these kids play. They've been working really hard, so I'm awfully proud of them.
Questions? Vic, for this weekend, how logistically did that come about? How did DePaul get the call to come down here? How did you guys pick that foundation out of Uvalde? How did all this come about?
Yeah, so Danny, you can do these types of exhibitions with fans if you can get a waiver from the NCAA, and the only way you get a waiver is if you want to do a charity event, and the charity event is narrowed down to 2 entities. You can either do it for social justice, or you can do it for a catastrophic event. And so when it hit me this summer, I think I was at an AAU event, maybe in Chicago at Nike, and I thought, both causes are really good, but with the events that happened down in Uvalde, and us being from Texas and being at Texas, and me being a Texan, having Texans on my team, just really, sometimes you feel helpless wanting to help somebody. And so I felt like this might be an opportunity for us as a university, as an athletic department, for my program, to really reach out and in some small way, if we could help the healing, we want to be a part of that. And so then I talked with Doug at DePaul and mentioned it to him, asked him if that'd be something he'd be interested in doing, and it just kind of evolved from there. So he was really, I think he was really excited and honored to have an opportunity to be a part of it. I have so much respect and admiration for him and his program and what he's done, and he's fixing to go into the Hall of Fame. And so thought it was appropriate, and so that's kind of how it happened. I made some phone calls down there to Uvalde, and I believe the superintendent of the school is a Texas ex, and so he was really excited to know that we wanted to help. So that's kind of how it all kind of shook out. I visited with our people in our department, CDC, and of course they were all super supportive in it, and so that's kind of how it all shook out.
Correct.
How much, given what your limited numbers are tonight, how hard can you go? How much can you get done on that? And then by the same token, Sunday, there's that old deal about how much gets revealed, knowing that there's great eyes out there watching for such things, about how much you can show.
That's the part of being at the University of Texas, right? The game's going to be on the Longhorn Network. All our opponents early will get an extra look at a game that you typically don't get to look at. Typically, that's a game that when you're playing a team like that, it's closed doors, nobody can be at, and you agree that nobody's going to share film. And so that's the double-edged sword. But for me, it's so much bigger than the game. Our opportunity to really make a difference. I'm really begging and pleading with our community to come out. It's $6 for a general admission ticket, it's $10 for a reserve. I just want to do as much as we can to be a part of helping them rebuild and heal. and I'm not sure, how much of that you can do with something like that happens, but if we can be just involved in a small part of it in helping rebuild Robb Elementary, we certainly want to do that. That's why I'm really hopeful we can have a nice crowd. I think we've sold 3,000 tickets to date, and that's way under what I was really hoping for. So we're really, again, I'm concerned about that, but I'm really trying to do something. I'm really wanting to do something bigger than that. And if somebody gets an extra film on us, they do. They're still not going to get the true team, I don't think, because we're missing some pieces right now. So that being said, it is an exhibition game. I know DePaul's already played one. They've already scrimmaged Iowa, and so they've got that under their belt. And what we did Monday against the guys with referees, what we'll do tonight with referees, and then what we'll do Sunday will be kind of getting us ready for the beginning of the season. So it's an exhibition game. I'm going to play and do what I always do in exhibition games. And certainly we're going to try to win the game, but again, I've got some combinations I got to look at. I got to get some people on the floor that had never been on the floor, and we've got to continue to work and see what we have.
How much does it mean to the team? How much have y'all talked about doing this for Uvalde, and what Sunday can mean to you all?
Yes, can we?
Yeah.
It's for a good cause, so it's always good to help out, and especially the event that just happened. I'm glad that we help as a team. We're glad that we could help, and it's always good to bring fans out too. So it's just even more help in bringing awareness to the situation. So it's always good. It feels good.
Nick, I don't know if you want to answer this, and I hope Andrew doesn't smack me in the back of the head for saying this, but since this is for charity, should this game not be on LHN? And do you want to excuse for fans not to leave the house?
I don't, Danny. That's a great question, and that's my answer. But I mean, it is, here at Texas. I mean, it's kind of goes with the territory, and so we just have to roll with it, and there is a side of me that we're really blessed to have that, and we certainly want to be on there as much as we can be. But not at the expense of having 10,000 and an opportunity to raise 100,000. You know what I mean? And I really believe there's enough people out there, even though the game's going to be on LHN. Surely, Danny, and I'll stop calling you Shirley. Surely we can get 10,000 people out on a Sunday afternoon at 2 to not only come watch the third-ranked team in the country play, but also help us do something really meaningful and impactful for family, for people in our state that can really use some help. And that's where my mind is on it. So I get it. It's a great question, and we'll leave it at that.
There's another poll that came out that put y'all number 3 to start this year. I'm curious what are the advantages of that? What is the good side of that? But then what you have to build with a lot of new players, a lot of new faces. What's the other side of that?
Yeah, and so I get it. I mean, we have 4 kids that started off and on last year back, and then you also have 4 potential starters out of the portal. Not to mention 2 freshmen that are very highly ranked and really talented. So I get it. I'm glad we're in the conversation. I mean, that's where that's where Texas deserves to be, in my opinion. That's one of my jobs, and so I get that. But we do have so much work to do, and we still have, like I said, we just don't have everybody available right now, and so there's that out there as well. But I think the ones we do have, their chemistry is an ongoing process. And so being able to play, tonight will be good, and obviously over the weekend. But, I'm proud of them. I'm excited for them. I want them to live it. Somebody thinks that highly of us, for me, I want to live up to that expectation as the coach, and I want them to understand, again, we don't need to be preseason number 3 to think we're going to get everybody's best shot. Y'all have heard me rant and rave about this enough. Texas, this on your chest, we're gonna get everybody's best shot. That just kind of adds even more to it in my mind. So we can't get caught up in reading about it right now. We want to be there at the end of the year. You've heard me say that, and so. But I'm excited for them, and again, I'm proud to be in the conversation this time of year.
And I think it was, I want to say it was a year ago, we had this conversation about the portal and your really strong desire to bring kids in and develop them. How much in a year and watching what the portal has kind of become, how much has your opinion changed on it, and how much you just kind of have to use it now? How much is it, does it move to that side of it too?
Yeah, I mean, I think just looking at us, I mean, 54 points and 27 rebounds. I mean, we were able to get Sonya and Shaylee out of the two guards that averaged 18 a game that are veterans that have been to the wars and they just have a confidence and a presence about them that probably aren't going to get from a 17 or 18-year-old, and then to be able to get Taylor and Hattie. And so I think when you can get kids out of the portal that are a fit, because that doesn't change. We recruit to a fit, whether they're a high school kid or a portal kid. And so I think when you're able to do that, I think right now you have to do it. And, I'm really glad we got the ones we got, and I think they're going to be really special for us and fun to watch. And I really have enjoyed coaching them. For them not to have been with us for very long. I praised this one yesterday. Every time I talk to her, every time I coach her in practice, she looks me dead in the eye. And as a coach, you have to really have an appreciation for a player like that. And good, bad, or indifferent, that's her every time. So I think it's here to stay. I think we're going to have to deal with the portal every year. And if you can go get 18 and 18 and 12 and 9 in Taylor, boy, how can you not do that?
Danny, anything?
I think I asked you at media day why you picked Texas. I'm kind of curious, flip side, why did you decide that you wanted something new and to leave DePaul? I mean, that's a talented team. If you'd stayed, you could have enhanced your legacy at that school. Why did you decide you wanted something different?
I just think it was the best option for me. So many doors open going into the portal, and I never thought that this opportunity would come. So once I seen the opportunity, I couldn't pass it up. Coach Schaefer, he's a great coach. I've always watched him since I was in middle school. So coming here with him, coming to Texas, the great school. I'm telling you, Coach. I'm telling you.
Middle school. That means I'm old.
But yeah, so it was just a great opportunity. I thank Doug Bruno and all of the DePaul staff and the DePaul program, because without DePaul, I wouldn't be able to have made a name for myself the way I did. But I think, why settle? You can always dream bigger. So I dreamt bigger, and he gave me the opportunity, so I took it.
How did Sonya get on your radar? Did you know of her when she was in middle school, or just in the portal?
Just we pay attention to that every day. We know everybody that goes in. We check it every morning, and again, when there's someone like Sonya who goes in there, I mean, I just felt like that was somebody, and so then you start doing your research and your homework. You get film, because the fit piece is really important. Coach Bruno was really, just so supportive of her. Really sung high praises of her, and was really, he told me, he said, Vic, she's really good, and she could be really good for you. And he said that a lot. He said, Vic, she can be really good for you. And so I appreciated that from him, just like I would do the same for any coach that called me, that would call me. And so with that being said, and more film I watched, I mean, it was somebody that obviously I felt like could really help us and make us better. I mean, that's my job, y'all. My job is to make Texas women's basketball the best that it can possibly be. And again, what I like about this team is we have a bunch of competitors. Like, they all like to compete. They're really tough in that area. And so it was, once I got into it, I knew that it was probably a pretty good fit for us.
Coach, following up on all the new faces that we see on this year's team, besides Sonya, who of the new additions have you noticed to shine, and for what reason?
Yeah, so Shaylee Shaylee Gonzalez is a young lady that's two-time player of the year from Brigham Young, and second team All-American, averaged 18 a game last year, and both her and Sonya have been really great additions from a guard perspective, and so she's had a good fall. We've worked out, I think, 17 practices now. Taylor, when she was healthy, we could see that she could really bring a low post presence for us, and we'll get her back. It's just going to take some time, but and then Hattie, she's probably by far our best rebounder, and pursues the ball really well, and so I think all of those kids are going to be able to help us and contribute. They're veterans. They've been to the wars. They know what it's about. I don't think they get rattled or shook, and so I think all of them bring something to the table that we need, and so I think they're all going to be great additions with the returners that we have, and then those two freshmen, those two freshmen now are special. Like I'm telling you, Jacqueline and Amina, those are two really, really good freshmen.
Andrew?
Sonya, you spent the last 4 years at DePaul, who you're going to see on Sunday. Talk a little bit about the type of game, because while I'd love everybody to watch it on TV, I think they should come because I think this is going to be a very exciting game. You guys led the nation in scoring last year. The preseason All-American was just announced for DePaul. So tell, I think, people what they're going to see on the court Sunday between your two teams.
Two very competitive teams. DePaul is very competitive. Probably a high scoring game too. We're gonna defend them, but DePaul, they like to run and they like to shoot fast and shoot often. So, we gonna, I don't know, we just gonna see who get after it more. I'm excited because, like I said, I really love Doug, love him to death. I love the girls too, so it's just gonna be super competitive, and we're just gonna really work hard and outscore each other, and we're gonna out-defend them. That's what I'm saying.
He told you to say that.
No, that's from my heart.
Tyler?
Vic, with the recent Brittney Griner appeal denied yesterday, just your thoughts on that ongoing situation.
It is so sad in my mind. We always talk about communication with our student athletes, right? And it is so sad that the state of affairs of our country, that the communication between our country and that country is where it is. That we can't find a solution to that. It is mind-boggling to me. It absolutely blows my mind. And then obviously I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it is just, it's so sad to see where we are as a world when we can't figure that piece out, and to know that she is literally in a box behind bars, having to do what she's doing for what happened. I think that's the best way I can put it. And it just really is so disappointing. And I don't know if that's the answer there to the question, but just really disappointing.
Do you have a follow-up to your thoughts on the situation?
I 100% agree with what he said. I don't know all the ins and outs either, but it's just so sad to see somebody go down for something like that for so long. And I don't know much about the wars, but I just feel like it got so much to do with Russia and the affairs that's going on. And we all praying for her as a team. Me individually, I know a lot of people over here in America, we all praying for her. So hopefully she gets some justice and can become free, because it's just heartbreaking. Her her family, everybody, her team, the WNBA, everybody. I know we all rooting for her, and we all trying to have her back as much as we can. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact defensive game plan is for you on Sunday, but I'd assume that Aaliyah is going to have her hands full a little bit. What do you want to see from her in her matchup with Anissa?
Anissa's gonna have her hands full too.
You can talk trash in the preseason. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know, I've been down this road before when we played him in the NCAA tournament. We played him in the second round. I don't know if it was 19. Were you on the team?
I think it was 17.
17. And about Saturday night at 7 o'clock, after we played Friday, Sunday, so Saturday night about 7 o'clock, I just decided, you know what, we can't guard them. Like I said, you know what, forget it. We better figure out how to outscore them. So from Saturday night at 7 until we played on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock, I watched offense trying to watch them on defense and us on offense trying to figure out how we can outscore them. I think we beat them 93-72 or something like that, 92-71, and they were just so good on offense. And now they're where they are now, and they, you know, obviously Morrow's an All-American, and she is a load and just a sophomore, and so we're you know, again, we'll play tonight. We'll take Thursday off, and then Friday, Saturday will be game planning for them, and you know. I'm not sure at this time of year, Danny, if you can get a team ready for not only an All-American like that, but a team that's so good offensively. And, you know, we'll play hard. Our kids are gonna play hard. They're not gonna be scared, and we'll go in there and compete. And you know, hopefully, again, when you go against a team like that and a coach like Doug, I mean, you better be ready. And typically this game is not as big as this one is. You know, from a standpoint, it's going to be on TV. Hopefully we'll have a lot of people there and things like that. But it's still an exhibition game. We'll learn from the film. It'll help us get ready for the season. So in that way, it's really good to be playing, you know, somebody that good. I think they're easily top 25 team, and they always are. I mean, they're always really good, and they always can score the ball. So it'll be interesting for sure. We're excited about the challenge.
For Aaliyah specifically, is this a good test for her?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good test for her and Amina and whoever else has to deal with her down there. Deanna may get a little bit of it. I mean, it's going to be. I'll probably go through the deck of cards to figure out somebody that can guard her. You know, because I think, you know, with her. Or she's got certain spots on the floor. I was watching film the other day, and there's just certain spots on the floor when she gets it, she's really, really comfortable. It's almost like an NBA player that, you know, they're in a different arena every night, but usually they don't have a hard time adjusting to different arenas because they know where they are on the floor. She knows where she is on the floor. She knows what to do with it, and she's really good at it. So, again, I think Doug and his staff have done a great job with her in just a short period of time of developing her. I think you have to give them credit as well.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Praise the Lord and good morning.
You got your week.
Thank you.